Hi, this is Jonna, the Preppy Crafty Girl, and I just wanted to make an announcement that I am adding some things into my new Etsy shop. Yes, it's been long awaited and long requested, and I decided I was going to go ahead and do it right now. I have some items for Christmas that I'm uploading, and I've already uploaded a few things in there right now, and when this goes live to video, they will be in the shop. So let's get started. So first, I'm going to have two traveler's notebooks. They are standard traveler's notebooks. I'm going to have them available, and the listing will be for one of two. They are very similar. They are identical on the for the fabric part of it, inside and out, and also the little pen holder elastic, so that is where it's going to be identical. They are finished off very nicely, may I say. They are not roughed edges, they are finished edges, and has a nice thick elastic holding in. You will get two inserts. There are actually two elastics on the inside, and you'll get an insert that is just blank for you to journal in. And then you will get what I call either a junk insert, or you can use it by tearing out the pieces and using it in your blank journal. So I tend to journal right on here, but as I travel, it's nice because you can, oh, I need a little bit of ledger paper, so I'm just gonna tear this out and I'm gonna put it in here and use it as a background. And you can do that. This is jam-packed full of vintage goodness. There's scrapbooking paper, there's some new stuff, there's some old stuff, and all kinds of interactive elements. I have this little Christmas tag embellishment in here. Some of the items that I had that were one of a kind vintage, I only copied like 2 or 3 things. One of them was this. This is an actual card that I have that I just made a copy and put it in here. So there's not very many copied elements. Maybe 1 or 2 will come in your journal. So there's ledger paper, there's cute little Santa wrap. This is the other element that I did make a copy of because I only had one, and it was a postcard, but I turned it into a little pocket, and it has a layered stitched tag in the pocket. And then I made this really cute buffalo check printed flannel paper clip. This is a piece of fabric that has some vintage buttons stitched on, and I stapled a lot of the elements on here so that if you want to use it in another journal, you can tear it off and use it. Here's another piece of nice vintage ledger paper with a craft paper doily on the back. This is a die cut that I cut out in the shape of a stamp with a vintage card pocket. You will get a flashcard that has like some kind of number 12 on it for December. This was an old advertisement, I guess mailing advertisement, but because it was red and green, I added it in there. You will get a card that has some washi samples on it. So Tim Holtz little card. There is some vintage magazine pages, just scenes. This is from a vintage Christmas pattern. So the directions, there are some card ideas I took out of a catalog and stuck it in here and made a pocket, and then you get some typewriter labels. These are really old. So you may have to, if you take them off, you may have to use glue when you stick them down. This came out of a Christmas book, and I made a little tag and tucked it in there. This is Christmas. I circled Christmas tree and Christmas out of an old dictionary paper. This is from a botanical book, poinsettia. There's some more dictionary paper. In here is a Christmas Now this I made a copy of because she did it in the green and I just loved it. It was tuna cucumber mousse, and so I did, this is copied. This is original vintage from the Western Kentucky Gas Company, but because it was green, I put it in there. And then there's like a little piece of sewing pattern and a little cut off of ledger that I figure if you want to collage, you can collage. And this is in a little like envelope insert. But because it had green on it, I put it in there. He is out of a catalog. I have a 1960s Simplicity counter pattern catalog, and so he's out of it. He has a cute little red robe on and his toothbrush and his toothpaste, so I put him in there. Now he's glue dotted down, and you can probably pull him off if you want to put him somewhere else. And then there's this little vintage post-it note, and I did some dyeing on the back of some of the papers that were white. This is a Christmas Carol. This is real music paper. These are Christmas ads out of, and I ended up taking a little bit of washi tape and taping on the edge because this is from an old magazine and it's really kind of thin and brittle. So that's why I did that. That's the other side of another pocket. This is an alphabet sets of stickers in green. So, and there's numbers on there too. So I just added that whole sticker set in with this kit, and it's just paper clipped on to some scrapbook paper. Here are a couple of winter or Christmas ads from an old magazine. This is a Christmas checklist. I made a little stitched pocket right here that has some just different things in it that you can collage with. So there's some value stickers, there's some graph paper, these are tags, and some vintage wallpaper. So the book is definitely interactive. Lots of elements in here, and we are only halfway through the book. The book is, the insert is stitched together with this lovely cream and gold baker's twine, which I left a lot hanging off so that if you wanted to trim some and add it somewhere, you could. This has a little stitched buffalo check, and then we're just on the back side of those pages. Some Tim Holtz paper. Again, here's the other side of that pocket. It also has some, like a stitched tag, some offcuts of some of the wrapping paper, some of the scrapbook paper I used, some ledger paper offcut, and then 2 tags. If there was a page that I felt was, interesting or whatever, I didn't cut the page. I tended to just fold it down and then put it in there. This is the other side. This is some vintage wrapping paper and another doily. And then in here, I have little bits and pieces in this little glassine bag envelope, and it has like an offcut of Santa, but I took my punch and just did some labels and different little scrapbook shapes. Then this is a pocket that has a Santa, and I have different elements in here. There is another tag with some fabric at the top, some vintage wrapping paper, and a mixed media stamped embossed tag. Now these 2 journals that I have are going to be a little bit different from each other as far as some of the elements, because some of the elements are one of a kind, but you are receiving as much as, they each have the same amount of stuff. So this is another one of those botanical books. These are out of magazines. These are newer magazines. The other side of the pattern paper, Christmas magazine, vintage. The other side of that card that I showed you earlier, another colored doily. This lovely gold embossed, or debossed, I guess it's called, foil paper, scrapbooking paper. And then the other side of the ledger, and then you get another little red and white pocket in the back. And the piece of vintage paper. This is stitched in a little wonky. Sorry, you may have to tear it out and use it in your book. Sorry, that one somehow ended up a little wonky. This is actually done on die cut on stencil paper, so you can pull this off and you can use it as a stencil for like numbering your pages or whatever. So that's actually done on palette paper. And that is the end of that insert. So I will have 2 of these available in my shop once this video goes live. You can also, you can check them out. In there, I'll just do a quick flip of this one so you can see that it has similar, if not the same items. So just maybe different images. Look at his little plaid, so cute. Ugh. So, see, here are those 2 recipe cards and the punched, but see, it's in a different place. But you get the idea, like the wrapping paper, ledger paper. This is the palette paper stencil, and this is like a border. You can just pull it off. You can put it in another book, or you can leave it there. So, see, this is a different insert card from a magazine. The stickers. These are those 2 ads. See, this is folded. Wrapping paper. S&H green stamps. And there. So I will have these 2 available in the shop, and when they sell on the video, I will put that they have sold. I made a little traveler's notebook. It's laminated, and I made it out of an old How the Grinch Stole Christmas VHS. And so this will have 4 strings in it for you to put your own inserts in. And that is the back, and that is the side. But I just couldn't throw this out. I just thought it was the most adorable thing ever. So I'll have that in the shop. I have available some bookmarks. These are using the Tim Holtz fabric and his little found relatives and some words. And then I use some antique buttons on them. And these are like, I don't know what you call that, collaged. So I will have 4 of those available in my shop. These are great for little stocking stuffers to put in your Bible, or if someone likes to read. And this is hand dyed seam binding. I also will have these 3. These are tags actually for gifts. If you want to use them, you can put them in your journals. You could stitch them on something else. But on the back, I put on this old linen I had. I stamped the 2 in the from, and with a marker, you can just sign it if you want. And then you could actually put it on someone's gift. So these are, the detail on these will be in photos because I took up close photos, but I did a lot of stitching. I even did some hand stitching on them, and these are actually stitched on, not glued down. They are hand sewn buttons on them. They come with these cute little bulb pins and a little jingle bell. And I have 3 of those available in my shop. So that's what I have going on right now, and I have so much more that I'm going to be doing more videos of, and I'm going to just upload them into my shop. I have so much inventory that I have just been having so much fun making, and I have a whole set of journals that I made from when I was in their journal inserts, along with a fabric. I call these adorables, but they're made from fabric, the standard, and I have some standard wides, but I'm going to be adding those to the shop also, and I will do a video upload of those. So thanks for visiting my channel. I hope that you are enjoying the videos that I've been presenting, and I hope that you will subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I will appreciate it because I'm trying to make fun content, plus offer some things that I have been making for purchase. So have a great day, and I hope you craft something today.